Hello, Facebook friends. Alex here, along with
Janine.
and Brandon behind the camera, and we are back with yet another virtual hard hat tour. Hopefully, coming in loud and clear this week.
Loud and clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome to the online Tuesday night party, the only place to be on a Tuesday night. If this is your first time joining us, we hope you play along and give us a hi. Make sure you like, share below, make sure all your friends know what you're doing right now. But if you have any questions as we go along, please comment below. Brandon's going to be monitoring the comments, and we'll answer any questions as we go along.
Any questions? Last week we even addressed the meaning of life. So,
yeah.
I mean, like, we might take a hard pass depending on the question. I don't know. I don't know.
Deep questions.
Dazzle us.
Deep thoughts.
Deep thoughts at the Egyptian Theater.
So this week, as you can see, potentially by the wall behind us here, always have Brandon kind of pan around here so you can get some bearings as to where we are at right now. So there's the front doors, the main lobby. We're in the rear lobby here, right across from the new concession stand. And this week they started some of the painting here on the main floor. If you look at this wall, and I'll have Brandon go around and kind of look at all the different cove areas and stuff here. Do not be afraid. This is not the final paint colors.
It's not?
No.
It looks really good.
It's a little yellow.
I mean, that's objective.
So this is actually a primer that they put down on top of the plaster so that all of the paint will adhere to it. And if you look around, we'll have Brandon kind of come over here, how you see some of the different colors popping out. That's just some of the different plaster that's behind there, some of the plaster adhesion that they put on the baseboard for that. So you're just seeing some of the different base stuff there coming through. But it's kind of almost like a shellac that they put on it.
Sticky.
And it's going to allow the paint to adhere to all that. So all the plaster is done here on the main floor, but they've been going through putting this on all the surfaces. Once they're done with that, they start with the ceilings and they work their way down. So there's a bunch of different paint colors here. You've got the ceiling, the walls. If you want to grab the sample board back there.
Yeah. Da, 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 da.
So
It's this side. Doesn't it look so good?
So it's probably hard to see in this light, especially with everything being really yellow right now, bouncing off the primer. But this was a test board that was done. Here, let's go under the white light over there. So this is what all the textured walls will look like when it is complete. This is essentially matching what the existing textured walls throughout the lobby areas looks like. So all of these areas will be cohesive and just really blend from one area to another. And hopefully if they do a good enough job, which they do an amazing job, you won't really be able to tell what was here and what was just done. So all of this is going to get painted out, and then we've talked about a lot before, the ornamental molding up there will match exactly the same molding that's upstairs, and we can show that off a little bit later on the tour.
Question for you.
Yes.
What's red and smells like yellow primer?
I have no idea.
Red primer. I'm gonna put this back.
That's the joke?
That's a joke.
You get what you pay for, folks.
And it's free.
Yes. So do we have any questions so far? I know I've seen quite a few comments coming up.
I'm not sure if Michaela is asking how we are all doing or if the folks on live are doing, but...
We're doing good.
In case Michaela is asking how we're doing doing good. It is really fun to see. We keep talking about all these different phases. And now that some of the painting is happening, is really going to start finishing out this area on the main floor here. We've talked about it the last 2 weeks, but carpet has been underway. That will be going to the installer here a little bit later this month. They will start prepping all of that. As you can see, the rear lobby here, the carpet has already been torn up back here, but there is lots of other existing carpet throughout the rest of the building that still needs to come up in preparation for the new carpet to go down.
And how are we going to have that carpet torn up?
Well, hopefully, we'll see our wonderful volunteers are going to help us out with that. We've got a work day. We'll have a small crew in here and help us get all the old carpet out of here and prepped and ready for the new carpet to come in. So
And it came up, since we did this, well, Irving did this part, but they said it came up pretty well. I mean, it's been here since 1983, so it could either have like molded and become one with the building, which we totally get because it's been here a hot minute, or it came up pretty
it's had
easy.
a bit of foot traffic that started to wear
a
down
bit.
that glue. So
Yeah,
yeah, it came up pretty easily, and as you can see, the floor, even though it doesn't look great, is actually in really
Yeah,
good shape.
not big
So there
divots.
really is not much prep that needs to happen in order for the carpet to go down. So
It's gonna be amazing.
yes, very excited. We've also got Mike, our grounds and building supervisor, is working on prepping some of the original baseboard trim over there. We're going to restain that to match some of the new woodwork that came in so that it all works together. So that's been sanded down. That'll be getting stained hopefully here over the next week. And yeah, the painting back here, they're getting
They're
going
moving
really
along.
fast.
Yeah, they're moving really quick.
So let's kind of take a
Shift gears.
little detour from talking about paint, and you can see all of these storage racks back here. So we have, we've been really excited about all the new storage areas that we were going to be getting on the first floor, the second floor, down in the basement, and we knew from day one that we were going to need to get shelving and racking and stuff like that to go in those areas. But we were waiting until some of those areas were complete to really kind of see what space we had to work with and figure out how we were going to store everything. Well, new racks are pretty expensive, can be
Yeah.
hundreds of dollars, well over $1,000 for some of these larger ones that can hold a lot of weight. With some of them, well, we were going to need that for heavy concessions, bags of popcorn seed.
oil.
So we were really fortunate. A week ago, we had seen Pheasant Run in St. Charles, unfortunately, was closing, and they had an auction with a number of items. And so we actually bid on a bunch of items and got a ton of shelving and everything else for our storage areas that we were going to need to buy. We got about $8,000 worth of shelving for about $1,200. So it was an awesome find for us.
It's amazing.
And really cool to be able to get what we needed to, save some money, repurpose some stuff. So
Yeah.
Brandon and Mike have been in the process of starting to clean these. Some of these are a little nicer than the other ones.
A little sticky.
As they say on HGTV, they have good bones.
Good
but,
bones. Just some elbow grease
Yeah, a little
to
bit,
remove the actual grease.
Yes, exactly. So really excited we've got these, plus some more out there. They will all be used right away. I
Yes.
think Brandon already has everything figured out exactly where it's going to go.
Yes.
So these puppies will be full as soon as they head into the actual storage rooms.
Gonna be legit.
So any questions before let's head into one of the storage rooms actually back here.
Da, da, da. We're battling a cricket. So if you hear a cricket, it's not just because we're not entertaining. It is truly a cricket.
Jiminy.
So we
It is
finally
Jiminy.
have lights on here in what we keep calling our command center.
Brandon's lair.
Yes, this just got painted out this weekend. The fire doors here got painted, so these
Oh, yeah,
are
they did. I didn't
all
see that.
done and ready to get hardware. So there'll be door handles, everything else going on these. This room here also got finished being painted out this weekend, so they were able to put on all the finish trim for the receptacles, light switches, fire alarm, and all the base vinyl trim. So let Brandon go show you. Hopefully we don't lose any signal. The exciting, I'll let Janine show off Palette de Water.
Look at all that water. Isn't it exciting? It's more exciting because usually it's in a water closet, which was our original phone booth. And now it has its own little nook that was custom designed to fit a pallet. Doot, doot. So very exciting. We've talked about this. This center bar comes out. In the past, we've taken all the shipments over our original floor, which we don't like to do because it is original and gorgeous and tile, so we don't want to have anything fall and bust it. So now it can come right in here and go to its little home, which is very exciting. Big times happening right here, guys. Water storage is very exciting. Bathrooms and water storage here at the Egyptian Theater. Very exciting times.
We've never really had dedicated water
No,
storage
we haven't.
before.
We had a
It was
water
just
closet that was
wherever
also...
we could tuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the shelving will come in helpful.
Yes, the prep kitchen here, they've been working all day today on plumbing. There is 5 sinks in there we've talked about, from the prep sinks, hand wash sink, different
cricket.
cleaning sinks. So there's a lot of plumbing going on in here right now, hooking up the 5 different sinks, the dishwasher, as well as the ice machine. So it'll be nice to have that all finished in there.
So according to Kay, a cricket in your home is good luck.
Ah, we'll take
Cricket
that.
is good luck.
I was just going to tell him to be quiet.
Second cricket in 2 days. So there's one yesterday.
All righty.
Oh,
Hey, we'll take
what
all
happened to
good
the
luck.
first one? Did we harm it? No, we loved it. We kept it as a pet. Its name is Steve.
Steve the cricket.
Steve the cricket. I don't know.
Not much for alliteration there. Christopher the cricket.
Christopher the cricket is cute. That new one's Christopher.
So you can also see out here some more of the shelving that we got at that auction. One of the other things that we had to get were locking cages. Now that we're going to have our own liquor license, we have to have dedicated locking storage for all the liquor bottles and everything else. Before this expansion, we didn't even have anywhere we could have fit a cage like this.
Yeah.
Now we can. These cages as well are extremely expensive, and Brandon
Yeah,
box
it's not on
truck.
wheels.
No,
That's a shame.
none of these are on wheels. So
That's a shame.
we got a bargain, so we broke our backs and sweated a little bit, but we definitely saved a few bucks there.
Yeah. Good bones. Good literal exposed bones.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know.
All righty, second floor.
Da-da-da.
Plaster work up here.
We did this part today.
Yeah, they just did this today. Might be hard to see under the lighting, but we'll let Brandon do his magic camera work
Did they do this today too?
as you're touching
Oh,
things.
you didn't move, so I was just
Is
asking.
this wet?
Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. It looks new. Right?
This
Is
they
it?
did yesterday.
Oh, so it's new.
Yes, this is newer. So this is all the textures done. Up here they did today. Brandon, I don't know if you can kind of show here without being any shadow. Obviously this is going to get repainted, but you can see, the original texture there coming into the new texture.
Very nice.
Pretty amazing how they blend all that together.
Yeah, it looks good.
So the expanded foyer here is done with all the plaster work. So I finished out all the textured walls as well as all the smooth walls.
Yeah.
Janine was explaining to us last week how smooth the plaster walls are here.
So smooth. You could ice skate on these walls.
So they'll be starting to prep for painting up here very soon as well.
And it's going to be that same color scheme that we showed on that prep board.
Yep.
Very
So this will
nice.
all match, all be cohesive, make it a lot easier to maintain through the years. So instead of having 100 different colors, we'll hopefully only have 50 different colors.
Well, and I think I know the answer to this question, but they painted over these original walls numerous times between 1929 and 1982.
Yeah.
How did they find the original color?
So we have, and actually if you go, I think it's on our Instagram, some of the photos during the demolition of the original bathrooms on the first floor. You can see some of the layers of paint. When you get so many layers of paint and so old, you can really kind of chip away at that. And it's really interesting to see all those different, it's like rings on a tree, I guess.
Rings on a tree.
So go check out, I know it's on our Instagram
It is on our
someplace. We have
Instagram
some of those photos that show some very funky colors
Yeah.
from previous decades.
Yeah. It's
Which
green.
I can only hope at the time they thought this is a beautiful color.
I mean, it's subjective.
It was discounted perhaps.
Discounted colors.
So one of the other things up here for many, many weeks as they've been finishing out the plaster, this gorgeous window here had been covered with plastic. Now that they're done with the plaster up here, they did take that plastic down, so we're able to enjoy this beautiful view again.
Look at it.
And one of the other things that got done here in the last week, we'll let Brandon zoom in on the outside here. The bushes had been planted a couple weeks ago, but finally got all the landscaping cloth and mulch installed, so that's all finished out. Now we just need a good rain to wash off the sidewalk, and it will be beautiful out front.
You know what would look really cute is each one of those bushes covered in Christmas lights.
I feel like they need to grow a little.
Do they?
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe they're insecure. They need little dressing.
Aren't those too small for Christmas lights?
There's nothing too small for
No?
Christmas lights. You're asking the wrong people. Janine and Brandon can figure out to put Christmas lights on anything.
So yeah, up here, done with all the plaster work. Out here, again, they finished the doorway here with the textured plaster. Again, absolutely amazing to see how they blend that in with the old and the new. I don't know if you can look out here, Brandon, and look at the molding up above here.
Holy cow, they did a really good job.
So if you look at the painted molding, that was there. And when this doorway was put in, it damaged some of the molding along the bottom. So the areas that you see are white is brand new plaster that they just put in to kind of match that all.
Even those bottom swoop-de-doos?
Yeah, the
Wow,
little
yeah,
half round
swoop-de-doos.
there. Yes, the swoop-de-doo.
Thank you.
Yes. The small swoop-de-doo and the large swoop-de-doo.
They both are impressive.
Yes. Swoop-de-doo experts, I think, is...
They have, the swoop-de-doo, the it's not even words, it's just sound effects, and they
Yeah.
seem to translate Janine, Alex, and Brandon
It's
very
hard to
well.
put into an email when you have to tell them what you want.
You have to
but
attach audio files.
There you go.
There you go. So are
A
they
little
starting
secret for everybody out there.
attach audio files when you're working with historic plasterers?
Yes.
Are they working on the ceiling next? Is that what this platform is?
Yeah, so late today, they just set up this entire platform out here. We can let Janine get up there and do a little tap dance for us.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah,
You danced here as a
yeah,
kid.
I did.
You could,
Yeah, you're
reprise
saying words.
that. So one of the last things we have to do up here, if Brandon looks around the ceiling here, there was a number of areas up here that we had to take the ceiling out to get ductwork in
Yeah.
for the new air conditioning, as well as a lot of the new lights up here, all the new LED lights. Some of the larger circles up there are new in-ceiling speakers. So they just have a lot of repair work to do up here. This is all flat plaster. So hopefully this will go fairly quickly. When they were doing the ceilings on the first floor, that went pretty quickly.
They're masters at it.
yeah.
Talk about smooth.
Yes.
Whoa.
So hopefully tomorrow we will see them starting to work away on this. They're going to start here at the front of the mezzanine, work their way all the way back, and that'll be one of the last major things that they have to do with plaster.
Wow.
So really the painters are going to come swooping in behind them very quickly now.
Very.
Plaster's dry, ready to go for them.
Well, and I don't know, just having a moment of like, who's at comment if you've been to the theater when we still had that like garbage bag wall, that,
Oh,
right?
I forgot
Like you
about
forget
this.
how far we've come on this journey from, it was at Cornfest. At Cornfest last year, we
It was,
had
yeah.
a plastic bag wall literally across the front steps of the mezzanine. So comment if you remember seeing that, because yeah, being in this building day after day after day, you kind of get, I don't want to say numb, but kind of used to just seeing progress. So for any of those of you that follow us week to week, comment if you were here when you saw it last fall.
Do you have any questions? We've been
Concerns,
yammering on
general
here.
interests.
Just love the duplicated texture.
Yeah, we do
Commenting on
too.
What a view that window is.
I know. We're going to have a
Yes.
pretty Christmas tree, not like we've talked about. I don't think we've ever mentioned it, but
I
there's going
think
to be a
you
Christmas
guys
tree
only
there.
talk about it almost
Nope,
every week.
nope,
so.
never talked about it. Yeah.
Yes. So the concession stand up here, they're also finishing up some of the plumbing. We had talked about that all the food service equipment was in here, but then the plumber has to come in. There are a lot of drains, as we have found out. I don't know if Brandy, you want to come back here and
Show off our drains.
yes, see if you can show off how many different. We should ask Janine.
I don't know.
Oh.
One drain.
So you've got the soda guns have its own drain here. You've got the ice chest that has its own drain. You have the wine bottle well that has its own drain. And then you have the hand sink. And then another duplicate station with the ice, soda gun, wine well. Then you've got the drink trough up here with a drain. And you've got the beer tower with a drain.
That's draining.
Okay, that one. Were you waiting for that?
I was so, like, you could see my feet dancing over here just waiting.
So it seems really mundane, but especially on the first
They're
floor.
mundane drains.
Yes. Okay, you're done. On the first floor, where we've got 4 stations, and you've got 2 beer towers and all this stuff, even the plumbers today who have known this and have seen the drawings and everything, they're like, there's a lot of drains to try and tie all together, get it down into the floor drains. So it was one thing to get all of the food service equipment in here. It was a whole nother thing for the electricians to finish wiring up everything. All the back bar coolers, you can see the wine coolers here were pulled out. They were finishing out the receptacles behind there today.
Are they
And-
painting behind there?
Yep. So we
Interesting.
will paint behind there. We'll help kind of protect the wall there,
Yeah.
even though these will be pushed in and hopefully you never really see anything.
Leave a little message.
Yes.
Whine about it.
So, this is Kay's first time realizing there's soda guns in concessions.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's gonna be so nice.
So actually tomorrow, Coca-Cola will be here first thing in the morning to start installing all of their stuff. So I don't know if you can, we showed it off a couple weeks ago, but there are some chases. We still need to get a GoPro and
Drop it down.
drop it all the way
Drop it
down
low.
there.
Drop it low, girl.
Got to do it before tomorrow.
Well, that's ambitious. I know heaven.
An iPhone on a string with some duct tape.
With Mission Impossible theme, I think I smell our next TikTok.
We're gonna MacGyver this tomorrow. We'll get it done.
Early.
What?
What?
Yep. So stay tuned. Janine is going to MacGyver her phone all the way down.
I would MacGruber it. MacGruber! Okay.
Anyway, so Coke is going to be here tomorrow morning to run all of their lines. So that will be all the way down in the mechanical basement is where all of the syrup boxes and the CO2 tanks and all of the hardware for their stuff is going to be set up. And then they will be running lines up through the first floor into the first floor concessions, distributing lines across the 4 different stations there, installing the soda guns. And then they will have lines that will run all the way up from the basement up to the second floor here.
How long are they?
Distributing across here as well.
Do you know the footage?
I don't
feetage?
remember the footage. They measured 2 or 3 times.
I'm sure
so-
they did. I'm just curious.
Yes.
If we have to wire it to a GoPro, we should know the length.
Oh, just the straight line down through?
I don't know.
It's 2 floors.
Is that a measurement?
Yes.
Okay.
Although floors here at the Egyptian Theater are a little bit different, as we learned. Floors from 1929,
There wasn't as many strict engineering codes,
no,
especially
not
with
at all.
stair height.
Yes. So anyway, Coke is going to be in tomorrow. Plumbing is going to be finished. Super exciting to see the painting moving along. Lots of other finishing touches, and we keep checking in with our carpet folks to watch the progress there. But if you haven't seen the last 2 weeks, make sure you go and check out. We had some awesome photos from Bloomsburg, who's making our carpet
With their
to be able to both carpet styles to look at it actually being made. Really, really cool to see that process. So if you didn't catch that either last 2 weeks, it's on our Facebook and our YouTube.
And our Instagram.
And our Instagram. You
It's
can-
everywhere.
Yes. So make sure you go and check that out. Do we have any other questions before we have some other announcements?
Yeah, so believe it or not, to Orion, he wants to know what we're drinking.
Sadly, nothing.
Sorry,
this is just
Orion,
au
no.
You're
natural.
just
Yes.
that happy.
Doing Coke.
Kayla wants to know if we can make a fun development montage of all the changes. I'd be more than happy to put something together.
Yeah.
So Michaela's asking about us putting a montage together of all the changes. We have been taking photos since May 1st, 2019, almost daily,
Daily.
if not weekly. We probably have, between all of us as staff, probably thousands of photos at this point.
Well, and if you want a
Yes.
quick montage, go to our Instagram. Go to the top where those little circles are. There's expansion 1 and expansion 2, and you can just click through, and it's from us at the Merch Mart, picking out this countertop, picking out those tiles, all these meetings, construction happenings. So if you want a quick version, and by quick I mean like you can access it now because there's a lot of photos, but that's a easy way.
Yeah.
Get to see a lot.
But we are planning, rest assured, we have been taking tons of photos and videos throughout this entire project. So we're working on a couple of special things for the community, for our donors, for our dedicated followers out there. That hopefully once we get to the end of this project that we will have some different things to be able to share. We want to make sure that we really capture this project. As we've talked about, this is the first time in 90 years since the theater opened in 1929 that the footprint of the theater has expanded. So this is a massive deal. This is a really big project, not only to add air conditioning for the first time since 1929, but to be able to expand concessions, restrooms, storage space, just the general lobby space here. And we've talked about this a lot as staff, but really of all the times for COVID-19 to happen and for an expansion of the Egyptian Theater to happen, if it had to happen, this kind of happened at, I guess, the perfect time. I hate to even say that, but it really is amazing that the different aspects of this project that were included are going to allow us to open a little bit sooner than pre-COVID. You know, if we wouldn't have had additional restrooms and concessions up here on the second floor, we wouldn't have been able to utilize the balcony as additional seating space. We would have been limited to only the first floor. We have a little more space, especially in the restrooms, let alone some of the lobby areas.
You don't have 100 people at 2 lines.
So rest assured, we will have a lot more information in the coming weeks about some of our plans for programming this fall. We're talking about it on a daily basis. We're in meetings all day today talking about that film series, some different tours, some different ideas that we have. One, to hopefully let you guys back in here because we want you to come and see all of these improvements. But 2, we are absolutely dying to have programming. That's what the Egyptian is here for, to be able to have stuff on our stage, in our building, welcome the public in. And we want to make sure that we do that safely. And we're pretty confident we're going to be able to start doing that this fall.
And
no big concerts. But.
No big concerts. It's going to be heavy. If you like movies, it's going to be your fall. But yeah, we're also working on a landing page. So that way, if you're looking going, oh, hey, I like that movie that they're showing. What can I expect when I walk through the door? What's it going to look like? Because it's going to be a different than fall 2019. So we're going to put that all laid out for you, what COVID expectations are, what social distancing guidelines we're going to have in place, what extra cleaning we're going to have in place, because I think we've said it a million times, this place is a place to escape. You should never be worrying about your health or safety when you're within these walls. So we want to make it as clear, concise, so that when you guys buy your tickets, come to the events, you have 100% clear expectations and feel safe and welcomed and can just enjoy yourself.
Yeah. So as we are kind of wrapping up the tour here, we do have some exciting news to share about our relief fund that we've been talking about over the last couple of weeks. So I'll let Janine kind of update where we're at with that.
We are. So we were able to expand this. We had a deadline of August 1st, but it's moved till this Saturday, the 22nd, and we are currently at just about $23,800. So we're actually less than $1,100 left to reach our $25,000 goal. So help us get to that finish line. You just go to Egyptian COVID Relief Fund, or Egyptian Relief Fund, EgyptianReliefFund.org. Not too big. Yeah, right there. I can't read because it's not in front of me. It's on your screen. But that can help get us across that finish line. And we picked that $25,000 number because that is what it takes to run the theater at a base level for 1 month between staffing, electric, and as you can see, we don't have many lights on, and just stuff like that, that bills you just can't stop paying, unfortunately.
Yeah. So again, thank you to everybody that's donated so far. I think we're getting close to 100 individual donors that have contributed to this relief fund. So excited that we've been able to unlock all of the statewide and local matching pools and everything else. So we are very close, as Janine said. Super simple. If you can go to EgyptianReliefFund.org, make a donation online. Just so you know, you will be making a donation through the DeKalb County Community Foundation. Your donation will still be tax deductible, but all the donations for this relief fund are going through the local community foundation to be able to leverage all of those local and statewide matching dollars.
Yeah, and they've been awesome to work with on this, and also a huge thank you to the Farney R. Wurlitzer Foundation, who is a local foundation that also contributed to this relief fund.
Yeah, so one last exciting announcement, and I'm also going to pitch this to Janine to talk about.
Ooh, yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
815 Live. So, if you guys were here last Thursday, and by here I mean Facebook, because that's where we gather now, we have launched a new concert series called 815 Live. This is also sponsored in part by the Farney R. Wurlitzer Foundation. And we have decided that we have an empty stage, and venues are not the only ones being affected by COVID. Artists are also being affected by COVID. So we wanted to feature all local artists through this concert series. So last week we had the Jill Sanderson Trio with Fareed Haq and Roger Hinchy. You don't need to RSVP to this event. You don't need to buy tickets to this event. It's just like you're joining us now. So we're helping support local artists through the Wurlitzer Foundation, and we're also going to be gathering donations again to keep the stages lit, keep these stages open. So not only supporting the Egyptian Theater, but these local artists, because we want to give them a platform to bring you guys their art, because they're fantastic. It felt like last week it felt like we were at Tapa La Luna, and I should have a glass of sangria and bruschetta. Sadly, I had popcorn and stale soda. But we are going to be doing this series every Thursday night at 6 p.m. right here on our Facebook page. And like I said, it's going to be all local artists. We have Bend in the Road coming up this Thursday. We've got a local folk guy, Peter Lindsay. We're going to end up with Stagecoach players, all these different groups across all different genres every Thursday night. And this runs right now till September 17th. We're hoping to expand it because the first one was already so popular. And we just want to gather with you guys. Like you said, we miss events. That's what we do. So what can we do to bring you guys to our stage and enjoy some live entertainment?
Yeah. So I'll put Brandon on the spot real quick and see if there's any last questions before we wrap up for today. If we miss answering any questions, it's Brandon's fault.
Brandon's like, hate you guys.
Oh, now he's double checking.
I was like, why is Alex so aggressive?
All right, so we're going to cut off Janine here for this week. But hopefully you will join us back here next Tuesday for another virtual Hard Hat Tour, but also this coming Thursday for our second installment of #815Live, right here on Facebook with another amazing performance live from our stage.
Yeah.
Free to you.
And it's a different view. You get to see them with the theater behind. So watch like you're on the stage. It's a little different vantage point.
It was very cool.
It is very cool.
So we're very excited about it. We hope you'll join us back here again on Thursday and next Tuesday. This is the place to be on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
It is the place.
Yes. So have a great night, and we'll see you again soon.